Phase 1, the midnight engine. It's 3 a.m. on a Tuesday. The only light in the house comes from the dual monitors in your room, casting a sickly blue pallor over your desk, which is littered with empty energy drink cans and a half-eaten granola bar. Your job starts in 5 hours, but your brain is currently wired to the engine. You are deep in the refactoring phase, tearing apart a movement script that has been bugging you for 3 days. The character keeps clipping through the floor whenever they jump off a slanted surface. You change a float value, recompile, and test. Nothing. It still clips. You change the collision detection from continuous to discrete. You check the physics material. You spend another hour reading obscure forum posts from 2018 about raycasting. Finally, you hit play. The character jumps, hits the slope, and slides perfectly. A small, involuntary sound, half laugh, half sob, escapes your throat. For a split second, you feel like a wizard. You have breathed life into a series of static images and logic gates. Your bedroom door creaks open. It's your dad, probably coming to get a glass of water. He squints at your screen, seeing nothing but a gray, untextured grid with a magenta cube hopping around. He doesn't say anything mean, but he doesn't say anything encouraging either. He just leans against the doorframe, sighs, and asks if you're staying up late playing games again. You try to tell him you're making the game, not playing it, but the words feel hollow. To him, you're just a kid hunched over a screen, wasting your time on cartoon blocks while the rest of the world sleeps, preparing for real careers. He leaves the door cracked open, and you turn back to the monitor, feeling the weight of the silence. You finish that first tiny project, a simple, top-down logic puzzle game with free assets you found online. You upload it to an indie portal at 4 a.m., holding your breath. You post the link to a subreddit, a Discord server, and a Twitter thread. You watch the dashboard like a hawk. Nothing happens. By the end of the first week, the dashboard shows 3 downloads. One is your alt account. One is your mom, who commented, "Good job, sweetie," even though you know she has no idea how to install a zip file. The third is a random user who downloaded it, played it for 12 seconds, and left. The silence of the indie dev void is heavy. It's not that people hate your work, it's that they don't even know it exists. Phase 2, the stepping stones. You don't quit. You can't. You've caught the bug. You spend the next year treating your life like a massive, uncredited apprenticeship. You grind out 20 tiny, simple games. Some are clickers, some are platformers, some are barely functional art projects. You learn the hard way that build it and they will come is a lie. You put 5 of these on Steam, charging $0.99 for each. You try to promote them on Twitter by tagging big influencers, which gets you nowhere. You try sending keys to small YouTubers, who either ignore you or ask for money to cover the editing time. You run a Facebook ad for $20, which yields exactly 0 sales. The financial reality is brutal. Your first Steam payout statement clears after months of trickling sales, $42.10. You stare at the number. It represents hundreds of hours of coding, asset hunting, sound design, and bug fixing. It's not even enough for a decent pair of headphones. At dinner that night, you try to mention that you sold copies of your game to someone in Brazil. Your mom offers a polite smile and asks if you remembered to pay your car insurance. Your dad doesn't even look up from his paper. He just nudges the pile of mail toward you, signaling that the real-world bills don't wait for your digital hobby to turn a profit. You feel the gap widening between your internal reality, where you are a developer, and your external reality, where you are a 20-something with no savings and a dream that's costing you more than it earns. You keep going, not because you're making money, but because the next game is always going to be the one that fixes everything. You learn to handle the mixed reviews, the ones that say, "A bit short but cute," or the ones that point out the glaring UI bugs you missed. You learn to fix the bugs, push the patch, and move on. You are learning the process of failure, and it is the most valuable education you've ever had. Phase 3, the multi-year gamble. You decide you are done with the tiny game phase. You clear your desktop and start the project, the one you've been sketching in notebooks for years. It's a medium-scale, stylized exploration game. You tell yourself it'll take 6 months. It takes 2 years. By month 14, your savings are gone. You're working a part-time retail job just to cover rent and electricity. The friction at home is subtle, but it's constant. There are no screaming matches, just the quiet, disappointed look your dad gives you when he sees you in your room on a Saturday morning instead of out with friends or looking for a career track job. He asks, "How's the project going?" with a tone that implies he already knows the answer is nowhere. You tell him it's going great, even though you're currently stuck on a lighting engine bug that has drained your morale for 3 weeks. The dark ages of development are real. You lose track of your social circle. You stop going to the gym. Your diet becomes a rotation of instant ramen and coffee. You have days where you delete entire chapters of code because the feel wasn't right. You are drowning in scope creep, trying to fix a memory leak that only happens on integrated graphics cards. You lock yourself into a routine. Wake up, retail shift, come home, code until 2 a.m. Your family starts to treat your bedroom like a bunker. They stop asking about the game altogether, which hurts more than the criticism. You realize you are doing this alone. If you fail, it is entirely on you. If you succeed, it will be the only thing that justifies these 2 years of relative poverty. You stop trying to explain it to anyone. You just lock the door and trust the process. You are building a world in the dark, and you are the only one who believes it deserves to exist. Phase 4, the hype machine. 6 months out from your self-imposed launch date, you stop being a developer and become a marketing department. You realize your game is a product and products need a sales funnel. You create a Steam store page. It looks professional. You spent 2 weeks just on the header art and the capsule trailer, but the page gets a trickle of traffic. You are invisible. You start the campaign. You aren't just spamming links anymore, you're building content. You record raw, unedited clips of your game's most satisfying mechanics. You post them on TikTok, Twitter, and Reddit every single day. You fail a lot. You post a clip that gets 5 views. You delete it, re-edit it, and try a different hook. Then one of your clips hits. You're at work checking your phone in the break room and you see the notifications exploding. Your Twitter mention tab is a wall of text. You open your Steamworks dashboard. The wishlist count, the lifeblood of a Steam launch, is moving. It jumps by 100 in an hour, then 500. By the time you get home, you have 2,000 new wishlists. The Steam algorithm notices. You are suddenly bumped into the popular upcoming section for a specific tag. The snowball effect takes over. You spend the next 3 months in a manic state of community management. You are in Discord all day, answering questions, fixing bugs reported by beta testers, and fueling the hype. When you show your mom the graph, she doesn't understand the technical side of wishlist velocity, but she sees the manic energy in your eyes. She sees that for the first time in years, you aren't just hiding in your room. You are leading something. The tension in the house doesn't evaporate, but it shifts. The hobby label is starting to sound thin. Phase 5, the launch day payout. Launch day, you have 30,000 wishlists. You have spent your last $200 on a launch day marketing push. You are terrified. If the game crashes on launch, if the reviews are mixed, your launch window, the sacred 48-hour period where Steam decides to promote you or bury you, will close. You hit the green release button. You spend the next 24 hours in a chair watching the dashboard. The numbers start to climb. 100 copies, 500 copies, 1,000. The reviews come in. Very positive. You see a screenshot of your game on the front page of the Steam store. You read the user comments, and people are actually discussing the lore you wrote at 3 a.m. 2 years ago. They love the mechanic you spent months perfecting. A month later, the first real check clears. After Steam's 30% cut, taxes, and paying off the credit card debt you accrued to survive the dark ages, the balance is $340,000. It's not yacht money. It's not never work again money, but it is freedom money. You walk into the kitchen with your laptop. You don't say anything. You just turn it around and set it on the counter in front of your dad. He looks at the balance, then at you. He reads the number again. He is quiet for a long time. The tension that defined your home life for 2 years seems to drain out of the room. He looks at you not as a kid wasting time, but as someone who just completed a massive, difficult, and successful project. "I didn't think you could do it," he says, his voice quiet. "I was wrong. I'm proud of you." It's a simple sentence. It's all you wanted. Phase 6, the cycle restarts. The hype of launch week fades, the emails slow down, the bugs are squashed. The financial panic that sat in your stomach like a stone for 2 years is gone. You are safe. You have a runway. It's midnight again. The house is completely still. You sit at your desk. The monitors are dark, save for the Steam page of your game, which now has thousands of reviews. You look at it and you don't feel pride anymore. You feel the urge to iterate. You see the parts of it you want to fix. You see the mechanics you want to expand. You take a deep, slow breath, click File in your game engine, and open a completely new, blank project window. There is nothing there. Just a sterile, empty grid and a default camera looking at a single, untextured cube. No assets, no code, no mechanics, no sales data, just the blank slate. Your hand grips the mouse. A small, genuine smile creeps onto your face. You are already thinking about the new movement system, the new lighting, the new story. The brutal, beautiful, impossible process begins all over again.